It's Saturday morning, and you and your friend decide to hang out, as you typically do frequently. The night previously, you guys decided to hit each other up and go, hey, maybe we should do this next day. It would be fun. And you go, yeah, sure. Maybe we can hit the mall or something. And you go, wow, that might be nice. Let's do something a little different. And he goes, okay. As your next day starts, your friend says, hey, I would like to actually include two more people if that's okay with you. And you go, okay, that's fine. And as you guys meet, you introduce yourself. You're thinking like, oh, okay, I guess this is a little different, but I guess it's okay. And as the day progresses, you try to relate to them, try to connect, but at some times you just feel a little awkward because you don't feel like you have as much chemistry as your friend does to them because he knew them longer than you. And you just feel awkward at times when there's conversation going on and they're talking, you just feel like a background character. If you've ever had that in your life, when you're just feeling like you feel awkward, like that third party kind of deal, you think to yourself, like, damn, this sucks. I wish I can relate. Damn, I just feel so weird and out of place. Like, I'm the awkward character. Or maybe you just feel like as you try to make jokes without feeling weird and off. You say some things when you guys try to connect and it comes off as weird. You start overthinking and you start overanalyzing everything you said and just the things of how it comes out. Not wanting to sound weird, not wanting to sound out of place. Just wanting to connect and want to be part of the group without feeling awkward. But the thing is, it didn't go exactly that way. And you start thinking like, damn, I feel so weird, like the weird kid. I feel like I just can't communicate. I can't effectively talk. Viewing yourself in some respect as less than or lower than. Think of everything about yourself. Think about just how things are playing out. Now, if that sounds exactly like you, I want to say I understand completely. Like, there are days where maybe I've overanalyzed my thoughts. I've overanalyzed what I was saying and thinking during conversation, trying to connect with somebody new who I've never met. And I would just get into my mind, literally get into my thoughts of just trying to relate with someone, but without feeling so fucking awkward, without feeling so weird. When it comes to connecting with people, when it comes to communication and actually just relating with people, you have to do several things, as you really have to get out of your mind. You can't be in your thoughts. Maybe from time to time, you might overanalyze, you might overthink, you might be thinking to yourself of all these negative thoughts that pop into your mind. Maybe you start viewing yourself a certain way. Maybe you start viewing yourself in an aspect where you might be less than, or you might be feeling like you're just not in the right zone, you're out of place. Or maybe it's even a general thing where you feel like you're like this constantly, feeling like you can't communicate. Maybe you're shy, maybe you're anxious, and you just feel like if you talk, something bad might happen. So the number one thing is you have to realize you have to get out of your mind. You have to really get out of your thoughts. Most people, when it comes to conversation, when it comes to meeting someone new, thinking of something, is they are literally in their own thoughts. They're so caught up into thinking about how they sound, trying to make it perfect, trying to make it good, and they are caring way too much. Something I like to say, it's literally just the ego wanting to make you feel like you're a certain way, trying to fit in with a tribe, so to speak. And because of that, we start to overanalyze, overthink, maybe get anxious, stressed out, and just get so awkward or stifled even in conversation. And that's something you don't want to do. You don't want to be that type of person where you're just getting constantly in your thoughts, constantly anxious, constantly stifled. You have to realize that it honestly doesn't matter. And the thing is, you're actually caring more about it than the other person is. Because we all get in our own mind at some point, thinking of how we sound, over analyzing the micro expressions, the emotion, when it doesn't actually matter as much. You have to get out of your mind your ego. You have to stop giving a fuck, truly, of what other people are thinking and what are you thinking about yourself. Because at the end of the day, we are our best friends or we can be our worst enemies. When you actually stop overanalyzing your thoughts, when you stop overanalyzing everything and start being more present with yourself, you start to be more in flow state. You start to be more connected with who you actually are without actually being stifled or caring what others are feeling or what others are thinking about you. You're able to communicate effectively because you don't care. There's nothing to judge you. There's no filter. There's no conditioning. It's just you. When you actually start to be more present with yourself, people can actually feel that off you, almost like that energy, that flow of just authenticity, of just you, without having these things in place that make you feel like you have to be a certain way, or act a certain way, or think a certain way. If we can really just master our presence, embodying who we are without having these conditions socially from society, without having these filters that we put on ourselves, because we are the ones that give ourselves permission to be ourselves. No one else does. No one has that power over you. And you're able to be more open, more communicative, more, sorry, we can communicate more, and it'll be easier on ourselves because we don't have to care as much. We don't have to carry this burden of feeling like dog shit or feeling awkward, realize that also not everyone in your space is meant for you. So stop trying to connect and be with everyone like everyone's friend. You don't have to fit in the tribe everywhere you go. Because if you think of human nature, if you think of the past, we have the tribe days. We had to fit into the tribe to be accepted. So just let go. Why bother anyway? Why does it even matter? Just be with yourself. Do the things you actually fucking love. Do the things that make you laugh. Do the things that makes you feel whole. Now, when it comes to doing anything you want, it doesn't mean be a nut in a conversation. It doesn't mean you have to be rude. But basically, just be okay with the rejection. Be okay with not feeling accepted. Because at the end of the day, you just have you. And that should be enough permission to be yourself. Because I remember growing up, I was always this kid who was stifled, who couldn't communicate, who was shy. Feeling at some part of myself like I was gonna die if I didn't fit in, if I was not good enough. Feeling awkward around other people, around girls, around just social settings and family gatherings. It doesn't matter what it was. I was that awkward kid who overanalyzed and overthought every single thing I did. But I realized once I took that power back to be with myself, when I stopped putting that thought or energy toward that other person, I actually brought it back to myself. I was able to really just be an observer, to really just think about how I'm thinking in that current moment, picking up on, hey, this is exactly what I'm thinking at this exact moment. And I don't have to be this way. Kind of like taking yourself out of that identity, almost watching yourself in like third person. So just be with yourself. Be okay with not being accepted. And also be okay with it being awkward at times, because those moments also build you up too. And just stop thinking so much, because overthinking really kills the momentum. Overthinking really kills the vibe. Who cares at the end of the day? What cares is you. I hope you liked this video, because down below, if you are struggling with these thoughts, overthinking and overanalyzing, then down below I have a free PDF I created some time ago about reframing your thoughts. I hope it does help, and like the video and share with someone else you think would need this right now the most.